In the tax training modules, as well as leadership, empathy, discipline, loyalty.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi mazuri unapopokea tuzo.
Thank you, sir.
An exemplary performance in basic security training, including physical agility, emerging the best training in the security training.
Tumshangilie kwa makofi training wa Bologna kwa kuweza kuibuka bora.
Thank you, sir.
Your Excellency, sir.
The training has also helped instill national values and adequately preparing them for the noble task ahead of them. The Revenue Service Assistance Program, which was implemented through partnership between KDF and KRA, saw the officers trained in key tax laws and their implementation. Sir, the Revenue Service Assistance Program was being designed to supplement the already established tax enforcement measures and help KRA boost revenue collection aimed to support the national development agenda. In the spirit of a whole government approach, it was a pleasure to partner with KRA on training the Revenue Service Assistants.
This is the first time we are having such a cohort. Today, we gather here to celebrate the hard work, the dedication, and even commitment of the revenue service assistants who have completed their rigorous training that has equipped them with the necessary discipline, the necessary knowledge, capability, and even values required to fulfill their roles in revenue mobilization towards building our tax base. This tax base expansion initiative is very, very important for us because without tax revenue, we cannot finance development. This is the first time, and it is an important step in terms of the responsibilities that you are going to take up. You have our great support in your future work, but you also have our great support in the reward system that we have to make sure that it reflects the totality of the KRA. Your work in future is going to be very, very important, and I therefore encourage you to serve the country with utmost dedication and honor. And also, it's going to be very, very important to uphold your values that have been imparted to you throughout this training. I'm aware that this training may not have been optimal, it could have been longer than it is, but it becomes the first step of a continuous training process that will end up giving you more equipment, more capability, and more capacity.
As tax officers, you will be expected to enforce tax compliance, but even as you engage in revenue collection and sealing leakages, you must also be respectful of the taxpayers. Understand them and give them room to make good. This is especially important in your relationship with our informal sector. Understand the flow of their revenue streams and help them organize themselves to operate within the law. They are your valued patrons, not criminals. Remember the lessons you learned, among them that effective revenue mobilization is about facilitating income-generating businesses. Help business comply with their tax obligations through simplification of processes and providing a steady and predictable business environment. A business-friendly approach is what you are obligated to. Indeed, you are joining KRA that has maintained an upward trajectory in revenue collection after adopting business-friendly approaches. It recorded a 6.7% growth in the financial year 2022-2023 after collecting 2.166 trillion Kenya shillings compared to 2.031 trillion Kenya shillings in the 2021-2022 financial year. This is commendable, and your entry should make tax collection laudable in the financial year 2023-2024. Your assignment is therefore clearly spelled out, and I understand you have specific targets as individuals. When you leave this place, you will be deployed countrywide to mobilize revenue, enhance compliance, and recruit more Kenyans into the tax bracket. However, constantly remember, your responsibility is to perform your duties lawfully in a manner that promotes good KRA taxpayer business relations. While engaging taxpayers, carry yourselves with utmost integrity. There should be no room for collusion, facilitating tax evasion, or engaging in corruption. All nations depend on taxes to provide public services to citizens and sustain economic growth. We use taxes to build and run hospitals, develop schools, and pay teachers, deliver water, construct national transport networks, and provide national security, among other public necessities. As government, we have an obligation to keep our promises in reducing the cost of living, providing affordable housing, and eliminating poverty. These can only be realized if we have adequate finances. Developing effective and efficient revenue mobilization measures are therefore our signature in gauging the performance of government. In turn, it is an obligation for every citizen to pay their share of taxes. Although taxes are legal and obligatory, and as the tax bracket is expanded, there are those to be persuaded to meet their tax obligations. KRA should consequently continue to inspire confidence in taxpayers to embrace voluntary tax compliance. This can and will be achieved if KRA embraces professionalism, enhances efficiency, fairness, transparency, and ensures accountability. It is for this reason that the government has introduced radical measures to transform our tax administration to achieve the full potential in revenue mobilization. We must all understand that revenue mobilization is the only way the country can meet our national and international obligations. One of the stringent measures KRA must implement is professionalism of tax officers. Training of tax administration officers is such an endeavor through which integrity in tax mobilization can be enforced. But this is not unique to KRA. Global tax institutions insist on the urgency of capacity building of tax administration officers in modern tax systems and strategies. Capacity building should therefore be seen in the prism of developing an effective contemporary tax system to fund development and create economic resilience. The officers graduating today have received tax education and paramilitary training to instill discipline in them. Through technical skills in VAT, excise tax, and tax business systems, combined with the ethos of patriotism, integrity, and national values instilled in them, we are optimistic that these officers' commitment to duty will enable the government to raise resources to implement the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. This ceremony marks the end of training that has developed talents to protect our tax revenues and boost national tax revenue. In turn, taxes will enhance the capacity of national transformation as desired by our bottom-up economic transformation agenda. I congratulate the graduates on the successful completion of the 2 months training to become revenue service assistants. Allow me to also commend the instructors from the Kenya Defence Forces and KRA for guiding these graduates during the rigorous training.